Xiaomi once again raised the bar for mid-range phones with the launch of Poco X6 Pro. This phone supports a 5G connection and features a 6.6-inch OLED 120Hz display, a 5000 mAh battery, and a MediaTek Dimensity 8300 Ultra chipset, which is exceptionally powerful. These features make the phone a safe choice for gamers and multimedia consumers. And the best part is that it is available for only a fraction of the price of Samsung or iPhone flagships. I am Mo, and today I'll be reviewing the Poco X6 Pro after using it as my primary phone for nearly a week. I bought this phone for only 340 euros, and the box includes a protective case, a 67-watt charger, and a USB-A to C cable. The phone also has a subtle protective glass pre-installed. The phone is available in 3 colors: gray, black, and a yellow option, which is artificial leather. Based on reviews, I realized the black and the gray models are fingerprint magnets and prone to scratches. That's why I chose the yellow artificial leather version. The bright yellow color gives the phone a very unique look and would be a perfect option for people who do not want to use a case. The frame and rear panel of the Poco X6 Pro are made out of plastic. It's also IP54 rated, meaning it can withstand a downpour but not submersion in water. Also, in my opinion, the phone is lightweight for its size. Regarding the design, the phone has a nearly bezel-less frame, making it look more expensive than it actually costs. The selfie camera is centrally located at the top of the screen with a punch. Both the power and volume buttons are on the right side. Unlike the normal Poco X6, the Pro version lacks a headphone jack and unfortunately does not support a microSD card. So maybe consider buying the 512GB variant if you take many photos or plan to film in 4K. On the back, there are 3 cameras, all contained in a box, which is Poco's phone's signature. The yellow version that I bought has a noticeable texture on the camera box. If you watched this video so far and enjoyed this kind of content, I have a favor to ask. It would be amazing if you could consider subscribing to the channel so I can reach my first 1000 subscribers. Thank you in advance. Unlike the Poco X5 Pro, which had the fingerprint scanner on the power button, this model has an optical fingerprint scanner, and it is located under the display. It is sufficiently reliable, and I didn't encounter any issues, even when my hands were damp or in colder temperatures. The phone also supports face detection, which functions quite well. The display is a 6.6-inch 120Hz panel, switchable to 60Hz in the setting. It also supports HDR and double vision. In my experience, the phone is an excellent option for multimedia consumption and watching movies, but of course, the downside is that the phone is not compact. The display presents bright and vivid colors and looks bright enough even in direct sunlight. The speakers are loud enough, but they are a bit behind the flagship quality.
In nature, colors abound in all their splendor. From the lush greenery of forests to the vibrant blooms of flowers, nature presents an endless array of hues that captivate our senses.
Talking about the user interface and operating system, the Poco X6 Pro is the first phone to feature Xiaomi's official HyperOS during launch time. HyperOS closely resembles MIUI. I also appreciate the new multi-window interface and how they reworked the buttons. But all in, I didn't encounter many surprises and I couldn't tell the difference between MIUI at first glance. The phone's performance allows running multiple applications without any noticeable drop in performance. Xiaomi guarantees 3 operating system updates and 4 years of security updates for the Poco X6 Pro, which is more than enough for a mid-range device. However, I'm not a fan of the amount of bloatware and unnecessary pre-installed apps on Xiaomi phones. Also a word for European or North American users who care about Google Play services. Xiaomi is not sanctioned like Huawei, and you get the full experience of Android, including all Google Play apps, on Poco X6 Pro. Performance is a major selling point of the Poco X6 Pro. It features the MediaTek Dimensity 8300 Ultra chipset, which is 4 nanometer and so far exclusive to this model. The phone is available with either 8 or 12 GB of RAM. If you plan on multitasking and keeping many Chrome tabs open, opt for the 12GB version. Otherwise, for most use cases, it won't be necessary. My phone is 8GB and I have yet to encounter any issues even using Adobe Lightroom and heavy gaming. Many people will likely buy this phone for gaming, so I installed Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact is a demanding game and I maxed out the setting. The phone handled the game well, with barely noticeable frame drops. The phone got slightly warm after around half an hour, but nothing alarming. Of course, for a gaming phone, the charging speed is also very important. The Poco X6 Pro features a 5000 mAh battery and supports 67W turbocharge. According to GSM Arena, it has scored 11.5 in active use and charged up to 83% in 30 minutes. Moving to the camera department, the phone has 3 camera lenses, a main 64-megapixel camera, a 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and an additional 2-megapixel macro. The camera app has an advanced setting called Pro, which is a very welcome touch. You can customize the white balance, autofocus, shutter speed, ISO, and the amount of exposure. There are other options such as HDR, which is automatically on, and an AI assistant which is toggled off by default. The video setting is a bit confusing. You have 3 options, 720, 1080, and 4K. If you want to film in HDR, the only option is 30 frames per second. If you turn off the HDR mode, for 4K and 720, you can shoot in 30 frames per second, but for 1080, there are 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second options. You can also zoom in while taking a video. For the quality of the photos, at first, I was worried about the camera performance after watching some YouTube reviews. But honestly, the camera performance was fine. The sensors in the camera are not the best for low light setting, but for most use cases, they perform well. Here you can see some pictures that I took on daylight. I find the dynamic range acceptable, and the colors are not too saturated. The shadows and highlights are not also particularly overblurred. I also find the performance of the camera in night mode very appealing. Here you can see the pictures of the same building in 3 different zoom levels. The 3 different zoom levels are 0.6, 1, and 2. The camera does not support more than 2x zooms in night mode. You would start to notice the limit of the camera if you take photos of more complex subjects, like the neon lights in the streets, or if you take a picture of the moon. That's a bit of a pity that they don't fake the moon like some other manufacturers. The phone offers 10x zoom. For example, this is the picture from the bakery, and this is after 10x zoom. Nah, just kidding. This is the real 10x zoom. The other photo was taken from the other side of the street. But let's be real, when was the last time you needed to take a 10x zoom photo of a subject that is 30 meters away? One thing is that I noticed I looked way too cute in the photos and my face is a bit washed and glowed up in the selfies. Something Xiaomi is known to do. This is simply because the majority of their customers live in Asian countries and this is the preferable way for them. Kind of like fashion, if you may. As I mentioned, the camera can only take 60 frames per second when it is 1080p. The quality of the films that I took in 4K 30 frames per second was surprisingly good. You are now watching a video that I took in the daylight and you can judge by yourself how the quality looks like. To mention some downsides of the phone, firstly, the MediaTek chipsets can be inconsistent. For instance, they often need more robust support for Google Camera or Gcam, which is crucial for processing high-quality images, or it is hard for modders to create custom ROMs. Secondly, there could be potential build quality issues. For example, the Poco X5 Pro didn't pass the bend test, snapping in 2 halves under stress. While you won't intentionally bend your phone, such extreme tests can reveal structural weaknesses. In general, if I were you, I would wrap the phone in a case all the time and would be careful not to drop it often. In conclusion, the Poco X6 Pro delivers exceptional performance unmatched at this price range and features a stunning display. The Poco X6 Pro is a solid choice if you prioritize gaming performance. Let me know in the comments if you ever had a Xiaomi phone and what's your experience with them. Another alternative in this price range is the Sony Xperia 10 Mark V, which doesn't match the Poco X6 Pro in display or performance, but excels in battery life. For more information on that model, watch the review I made popping up on your screen right now. Thanks for watching Techmo, and until next time, bye!